Welcome to Derry was arguably very good and one of the best King stories brought to the small screen. If you're looking for more of that Stephen King magic, we've got some fantastic recommendations from the last decade that is sure to captivate you. First up, let's dive into the unsettling mystery of The Outsider, the HBO series. Masterfully blends crime drama with supernatural horror, exploring how a seemingly straightforward investigation unravels into something far more sinister. It's a slow burn that builds incredible tension, keeping you guessing until the very end. Then prepare to be transported to Castle Rock on Hulu. The anthology series weaves together characters and themes from across the King universe, creating a deeply atmospheric and interconnected narrative. Each season offers a new chilling story set in the iconic haunted town. Finally, for a more recent and intensely psychological experience, check out Leslie's Story on Apple TV+. Based on King's own novel, this limited series delves into the complex relationship between a widow and the secrets her late husband kept. It's a poignant and often terrifying exploration of love, loss, and the power of memory. The Substance, both written and directed by French filmmaker Coralie Fajar, uses body horror to explore deeper ideas about identity, control, and society's obsession with perfection. Rather than relying on shock alone, it builds tension through atmosphere, performance, and psychological pressure. The result is a film that feels unsettling in a thoughtful way, staying with you long after it ends. If you enjoyed The Substance, a new show worth checking out is The Beauty from the creator of American Horror Story, Ryan Murphy. It explores similar themes around beauty standards, desire, and the consequences of chasing physical perfection. Both focus on how external changes affect internal identity and how societal pressure can distort self-worth. Together, they show how horror and sci-fi can be used to comment on modern culture, making them especially compelling for viewers interested in stories that go beyond surface-level scares. Directed by Joseph Kahn and starring Josh Hutcherson and Shanley Caswell, a slasher horror film packed with the fast, energetic style of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. You follow a group of high school students dealing with everything from an unhinged principal to a serial killer. There's time travel, a secret romance, and even a sentient bear, and somehow it all works. What really makes it stand out is how confidently it blends genres. It moves between comedy, horror, and sci-fi without ever losing momentum, keeping the story unpredictable and engaging. It's smart, funny, and suspenseful, with a visual style and sharp editing that makes every scene enjoyable. If you're looking for something fast, creative, and totally different from standard horror, then this is an easy recommendation. The Losers adapts the DC Comics series into a fast, high-energy action film driven by a strong cast. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Idris Elba, Chris Evans, Columbus Short, Zoe Saldana, and Oscar Hanada play an elite team betrayed on a mission and left for dead. Clay is the steady leader, Rook is the technical mind, Jensen is the reckless wildcard, Hooch is the team's moral center, Cougar is the silent precision shooter, and Aisha is the sharp, resourceful outsider who quickly proves she belongs. A punchy, well-chosen soundtrack ties it all together, matching both the chaos and energy of the cast. If you're looking for a smart, fast-paced action film with personality, The Losers is well worth your time. The Royal Tenenbaums by Wes Anderson. The story follows the eccentric Tenenbaum family, a group of former prodigies who grow into emotionally complicated adults. At the center is Royal, the deeply flawed patriarch, who fakes a terminal illness in a desperate attempt to reconnect with his estranged family. They're awkward, wounded, and painfully human. Every detail, from their clothes, their habits, feels deliberate, helping build a world that's both stylized and grounded. It's about confronting old mistakes and navigating relationships that never fully untangle. It's honest, restrained, and unafraid of emotional messiness. If you're in the mood for something visually distinctive, emotionally layered, and genuinely original, The Royal Tenenbaums is well worth your time. Premium Rush is something else. directed by David Coop and starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Shannon, and Denai Ramirez. The film follows a bike messenger racing through New York City to deliver a mysterious package while being hunted by a corrupt cop. The film uses shifting perspectives, rewinds, and visuals overlays to show how split-second choices affect the story. It keeps the pacing sharp without becoming chaotic. The visuals clean and kinetic, using the city's streets to create a constant movement and tension. The chase scenes feels purposeful and nothing is wasted. If you want a fast, focused thriller that respects your time, Premium Rush is an easy recommendation. Legion was created by Noah Hawley, best known for Fargo, Alien Earth, and The Leftovers, and based off the Marvel comic by writer Chris Claremont and artist Bill Scheinwix. Legion follows David Haller, a troubled young man who believes he's mentally ill, only to discover his mind may be the most powerful weapon in existence. What starts as a psychological mystery slowly unfolds into a layered story about identity, control, trauma, and perception. The series stands out for its bold visual style, surreal imagery, and interesting characters who all have unique abilities of their own. Each season evolves its tone and structure, growing more ambitious and experimental, while the writing stays sharp, emotional, and somehow still within the world of the X-Men. This isn't exactly a superhero show. It's a psychological thriller that uses comic book ideas to explore the human mind. Mystery Men came out in 1999 and is based on the Flaming Carrot comic by Bob Burden. Directed by Kinka Usher, it stars Ben Stiller, Janine Garofalo, William H. Macy, Hank Azaria, and Jeffrey Rush. When the city's perfect superhero is captured, a group of deeply unqualified, overlooked heroes step up to save the day. Each has a completely impractical power, forcing them to rely on teamwork, creativity, and stubborn determination rather than strength or skill. It's a full parody of superhero culture years before that became mainstream, blending absurd comedy, stylized visuals, and surprisingly sincere character moments. Beneath the jokes, it's about failure, insecurity, and finding value in being different. It's weird and far ahead of its time. Speed Racer came out in 2008 and was written and directed by the Wachowskis, best known for the Matrix trilogy. The film stars Emile Hirsch alongside Christina Ricci, John Goodman, Susan Sarandon, and Matthew Fox. The story follows Speed, a gifted young racer driven by his love of competition and loyalty to his family's racing team. When he uncovers corruption inside the professional racing world, he's forced to choose between easy success and staying true to his values, leading to increasingly high-stakes races. The film really embraces a hyper-stylized animated look, using intense colors, dynamic camera movement, and surreal editing to recreate the feeling of a live-action cartoon. With its sincere emotional core and exhilarating race sequences, it becomes a one-of-a-kind experience that feels unlike anything else in modern blockbuster cinema.